This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Homeless man murdered in downtown Kingston. A man believed to be homeless was found dead on North Parade near Ward Theatre in downtown Kingston on Saturday morning. Up to press time, the man, who appeared to be in his 70s, had not been identified by the police. The news sources said that about 6:10 a.m., residents reported seeing the body of the deceased and summoned the police. On their arrival, the police saw the body lying on the sidewalk with blood on his clothing. Police said the man was about 5 feet 7 inches tall and clad in a blue long-sleeve shirt and army green pants with unkempt hair. His throat appeared to be slashed. The scene was processed and the body was removed and confirmed dead at the Kingston Public Hospital at 8:34 a.m. In January 2021, 4 homeless people were hacked to death and 2 others were critically injured during an attack. Last November, a man accused of some of those killings was later shot dead in an alleged confrontation with the police. 12-year-old accidentally shoots herself in face. Police are probing an incident in which a 12-year-old boy accidentally shot himself in the face in Bamboo, Hanover on Friday. The boy, a student at a popular high school in the parish, was admitted to a hospital in serious but stable condition. It is reported that about 5 p.m., the boy, who was at home with his 14-year-old brother, left the house to go for their goats in the bushes. A loud explosion was heard and the checks were made. Police said the 12-year-old was found by his brother in the bushes, where he went for the goats with what appeared to be blood coming from his face. The brother pulled him to the roadway to get assistance, and their mother arrived and took him to the hospital. The police were summoned, and on arrival, the boy reported that he found a gun wrapped in a black plastic bag under a stone in the bushes and was checking it when he shot himself. Police said he received a gunshot wound to his chin and the bullet exited above his left eye. The boy's hands were swabbed for gunpowder residue. Earlier this morning, police were reportedly searching the scene for the weapon. Suspect in killing of 3 Jamaicans in Queens apprehended in Maine. Travis Blake, the 29-year-old man wanted in connection to the killing of 3 Jamaicans whose decomposed bodies were found a week ago, was apprehended in Maine, United States on Thursday. Multiple U.S. media reports said Blake was apprehended by the Regional Fugitive Task Force with assistance from law enforcement agencies in Maine. He is to be extradited to New York in the coming days. The victims of the killings were identified by relatives as 55-year-old Carlene Barnett, her son Dervon Brightley, 35, and a family friend Vashon Brittany Malcolm, 22, who is believed to have been visiting from Jamaica. All 3 victims were found with multiple stab wounds inside the single-family house, police sources and media reports said. Blake was allegedly dating Barnett, according to a report from the New York Post earlier this week. He was last seen leaving the house with his belongings 2 days before the gruesome discovery. Police have not yet determined a motive for the stabbing murders. Florida man gets 4 years in prison for lottery scheme linked to Jamaica. The United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency says a man from Orlando, Florida has been sentenced to 48 months in prison for his participation in a lottery scheme linked to Jamaica. ICE said Sheldon Sean Hibbert, 43, had pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit money laundering. The Immigration Enforcement Agency said Hibbert's guilty plea and sentencing follow investigations by multiple U.S. law enforcement agencies. This was a despicable scheme that preyed upon unsuspecting elderly people who thought they had won a lottery, said Scott Brown, special agent in charge for HSI Phoenix, Arizona. ICE said Hibbert participated in a scheme in which scammers called the elderly victims and falsely stated they had won a lottery. To receive their winnings, the victims were told they must first submit money for taxes and fees, ICE said. Hibbert's role in the scheme was to help launder the fraudulent proceeds to Jamaica on behalf of his co-conspirators, it said. As part of his sentence, the court also ordered a forfeiture money judgment against Hibbert, totaling US $196,523, ICE said. It said a restitution hearing has been scheduled for August 5. Fire destroyed the Youth Center and Art Gallery in Portland. A property on West Palm Avenue in Port Antonio, Portland, was this morning destroyed by fire. The iconic building housed the Portland Art Gallery, a youth information center, and the headquarters of a marching band. The cause of the fire is not known. It took 3 fire units, 2 from Port Antonio and another from Buff Bay, to fight the blaze, which left damage in excess of $12 million, based on a preliminary assessment from firefighters. Approximately 36 computers, printers, a fax machine, air conditioning units, paintings, artistic material, painting equipment, musical equipment, and other valuables were gutted in the blaze, which started shortly after 4 a.m. Saturday at the old Jamaica Railway Corporation building. Up until 9 a.m., firefighters were still conducting cooling down operations on the building, which is made out of board and concrete. It is not yet known if the building was insured. We were not involved in Roisin Barnett's medical video, says Indicom. The Independent Commission of Investigations says assertions that it participated in the video-recorded medical examination of murder-accused Roisin Barnett are false. The video of about 6 minutes emerged on social media Friday evening, showing Barnett being questioned by a team of 4 justices of the peace, which included medical doctor Andre Cook. Barnett is in custody for the killing of a mother and her 4 children in Clarendon. While investigators from the commission interviewed Roisin Barnett on Wednesday, June 29, no member of the commission was present at the time of or during any visit by a medical doctor or justice of the peace, a spokesperson said in a statement this morning. The commission is requesting that the person or persons who have intentionally or unintentionally misaligned Indicom and or its members as being present and or producing the video to cease and desist immediately, the spokesperson continued. Barnett's attorney Tamika Harris has raised the concerns about the circumstances under which her client was recorded and the conduct of the participants. When was this live and public medical examination done? Who commissioned this? Why are JPs actively participating in the violation of this man's right to remain silent, right to privacy, breach of doctor-client privilege, etc.? Why is this man stripping on Instagram? What right is a JP protecting, etc.? The attorney said she will be complaining to the Custos of St. Andrew, who oversees justices of the peace in the parish, and the Medical Council of Jamaica, the regulator for the medical field. Ministry of Justice to promote awareness of Victim Services Division. The Ministry of Justice is embarking on a sensitization exercise to heighten public awareness about its Victim Services Division. The VSD, which was established in 1998, is mandated to coordinate emotional and technical support for victims of crime. Speaking at a digital All-Island Justices of the Peace Sensitization Forum on Thursday, Justice Minister Delroy Chuck encouraged the JPs to assist in referring victims to the VSD for support interventions. The Victim Services Division provides counseling and emotional support, crisis intervention, court preparation, and technical support, such as crime and violence prevention services. JP to serve 6 months in prison for indecent assault on a minor. A St. Catherine Justice of the Peace, who is also a former member of the Jamaica Defense Force, has been given a 6-month prison sentence for the assault of a minor. On Friday, Seymour Cole lost the appeal against his 2021 conviction for the charge of indecent assault. The incident happened in 2018 at a property in St. Catherine. The girl was in the yard when Cole called her to his house and carried out the assault. The girl told her mother shortly after, and a report was made to the police the same day, and Cole was later arrested. He was convicted last year at a trial but granted bail pending his appeal. His appeal was that the trial judge did not adequately consider his evidence or analyze the matter properly. The Court of Appeal rejected his arguments, however, and affirmed the conviction. The court ordered that the sentence begin immediately, with 1 month deducted for the time Cole spent on remand. Cops reviewing Zozo strategies after teen's murder. The Westmoreland Police are to review strategies used within the boundaries of the Zone of Special Operations in sections of the parish capital, Savannah-Lamar, following the murder of a 17-year-old boy in the area on Thursday. The deceased has been identified as Jerry Francis, otherwise called the J of Rickett Street in Savannah, Lamar. According to reports, shortly after 3:15 a.m., residents of Rickett Street alerted the police after hearing a barrage of gunshots. Upon their arrival, cops discovered a lifeless Francis lying beside a house in a pool of blood with multiple gunshot wounds in his upper body. A number of .40 and 9mm spent shells were recovered at the scene. Senior Superintendent Wayne Josephs, head of the Westmoreland Police Division, described the killing as most unfortunate, noting that it was the first such incident taking place within the boundaries of the Zozo since it was implemented in January. We have now completed 6 months since the establishment, and since that, up until Thursday, we had not had one single murder in that space, which is a testament that the zone is working, Joseph told the news. Prior to the zone being established, that area was the hottest area in the parish, and I believe that up until this time last year, we would have had over 13 murders in the area where the zone was established. He said that his team would be assessing strategies to see whether there are gaps to address. We are currently trying to review and assess what might have gone wrong, what might have happened. It is not every time that there is an issue within a space that we are going to be calling for added or increased resources, said Josephs. Sometimes all it needs is for a review and an assessment and a realignment or redeployment of the assets that you have to see to it that they are properly utilized. It's early days yet, and we may have to change some of the tactics that we have. The senior cop said that despite the now blotched record, residents in the area have been expressing confidence in the initiative since it was implemented, saying that they feel safer in the space and can move about more freely. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.